Man, this has been a tough week, hasn't it? Especially for music lovers.
Yeah.
And especially here in Atlanta.
Yeah, for sure.
We lost a true innovator, a guy who brought a lot of energy to music scene, DJ Unk.
Way too young, too.
Yeah, far too young at just 42.
That's really sad.
So we're going to take a deep dive today into his life and legacy and kind of look at all that he accomplished.
Sounds good.
We're using this FOX5 Atlanta article as our guide today.
Great source.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one.
Yeah.
And you know, even if you only know DJ Unk for that one song, and let's face it, everybody knows that song.
Oh, yeah.
Walk It Out. That song was unavoidable for a couple of years there. So
It really was.
but stick with us because we're going to go a little deeper than that, and you'll discover there's so much more to DJ Unk's story.
Yeah, he was more than just a hit maker. He was a pioneer.
Yeah.
Helped to bring a whole new sound to the forefront.
Okay, so let's unpack that a little bit.
Sure.
What exactly was it that he brought to the forefront?
Snap music.
Okay, snap music.
Snap music. All right. So the article mentions TMZ and Essence magazine confirming his passing
Right.
on January 24th.
Very recently.
Yeah, just a few days ago. And, you know, his wife's social media post is just heartbreaking.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
You know, asking for privacy for her and the kids. And, you know, it really just kind of puts things in perspective.
Yeah.
But, you know, back to the music here. What exactly was snap music?
Yeah.
And how did DJ Unk shape it?
Well, imagine you're in a club, right?
Yeah.
The energy is electric and the beat drops and it's this infectious rhythm,
Yeah.
you know,
Exactly.
super high energy, almost hypnotic with repeating vocals.
All right, I'm with you.
That's the essence of snap music.
Okay.
Think of it like the southern cousin of crunk,
Okay.
but with a bounce that just makes you want to move,
Yeah.
you know?
Gotcha.
DJ Unk was one of the artists who really brought that sound to life.
So that was his thing, huh?
Yeah.
That was his sound.
He owned that sound.
Snap music.
And Walk It Out, which hit number 10 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Wow.
That was his anthem, right?
It really was.
I remember hearing it everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't just a song, it was a
Yeah.
whole cultural moment.
For sure.
Everybody was doing that.
And everybody knew that dance, yeah.
How did that one song become such a phenomenon?
Well, you gotta remember, this was the mid-2000s.
Yeah.
Southern hip-hop was exploding
It really was.
onto the scene.
It was everywhere.
And DJ Unk was right in the mix.
Yeah.
Walk It Out had this perfect storm of catchy lyrics, that irresistible snap beat, and a dance craze that just took off,
Yeah.
captured the energy of the youth, you know.
You're right, it definitely wasn't just a club hit.
No, it was not.
Walk It Out was in movies, TV shows.
I remember that.
Even sports, it was like
it was everywhere.
a soundtrack to life there for a minute.
Yeah, for a couple of years.
And let's not forget Two Step,
Another great one.
another banger from his debut album.
That whole album was solid.
Those songs are still played today.
Still hear them.
Like you go to a club today and you can still hear Two Step,
Oh, yeah.
Walk It Out.
Yeah.
They really became part of the millennial soundtrack,
Yeah, they really did.
the soundtrack to a generation.
For sure.
So he had a knack for crafting those anthems, huh?
Absolutely.
Just get people moving.
DJ Unk knew how to make people move.
But his influence wasn't limited to his solo work.
Right.
The article mentions collaborations with other big names, like DJ Monte,
Oh, yeah.
who produced some of his biggest hits.
Yeah, some of the big ones.
And, you know, his Facebook tribute to DJ Unk was incredibly moving.
I saw that.
Just talking about the history they made together.
Yeah, it was really heartfelt.
It really was.
Yeah,
It shows how DJ Unk's impact went beyond the music.
for sure.
You know, it was about community and connection.
Definitely.
Even the Atlanta Falcons paid tribute on social
I
media
saw that too.
with a picture of him performing in a Falcons jersey.
Yeah.
So clearly he had a deep love for the city. And that hometown pride shines through in his music.
Uh-huh.
But there's still a cloud of mystery
Yeah.
surrounding his passing.
Unfortunately.
The article mentions an undisclosed illness.
Right.
He battled back in 2009,
Yeah.
which impacted his career.
Really sad.
Yeah, it is.
It is. It is.
Adds another layer to this whole story.
Yeah, it does.
And as of now, the cause of death hasn't been publicly revealed.
Right.
And there's no word yet on funeral arrangements.
Yeah, nothing yet.
But as we kind of process this loss, you know, what stands out to you about DJ Unk's legacy?
What's fascinating to me is how he took this relatively underground sound snap music
Yeah.
and made it mainstream.
Yeah?
He didn't just ride the wave of Southern hip-hop's popularity, he helped shape it
Right.
with his unique style and energy.
Carved out his own space.
Yeah, he did.
But snap music was criticized sometimes, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
People said it was too repetitive,
Yeah.
even simplistic.
Uh-huh.
How did DJ Unk manage to elevate it and create something so impactful?
How did he make it work? Well, it's true. Snap music had its detractors.
Yeah.
Some people found it too formulaic,
Uh-huh.
too focused on the beat and less on lyrical complexity.
Right.
But I think that misses the point.
Okay.
DJ Unk understood the power of a raw, infectious groove,
Yeah.
He took those simple elements, those repetitive chants and those syncopated rhythms, and crafted something irresistible.
So it's more than just the simplicity. It's
Yeah.
about how those elements work together.
Exactly.
Right.
DJ Unk's genius was in his ability to create these sonic landscapes that were both minimal and incredibly catchy.
Yeah.
He used those repetitive elements to build anticipation,
Uh-huh.
to create this hypnotic effect that just draws you in.
Okay.
Think about the way Walk It Out starts.
Okay.
It's just a few simple words.
Yeah.
But the way he layers them, the way the beat builds, it's incredibly effective.
Yeah, I'm hearing it in my head right now.
Right.
And you're right, there's a real art to that simplicity.
Very-
It's like he understood how to tap into something primal, something that just makes you want to move.
Absolutely.
And you can hear that influence in so much of the music that came after.
Oh, for sure.
The article mentions other artists that he collaborated with.
Uh-huh.
And it's fascinating to see how his style impacted their work.
Yeah.
Speaking of influence, earlier we were talking about artists who pioneered new sounds.
Right.
We mentioned Run DMC, Missy Elliott, even Nirvana.
Yeah.
How does DJ Unk fit into that conversation?
That's a great question.
Were they doing something similar?
I think there are some interesting parallels.
Okay.
All of those artists that you mentioned were
Yeah.
pushing boundaries. They were challenging the conventions of their genres.
Uh-huh.
Run DMC brought a harder edge to hip-hop,
Yeah.
fusing it with rock elements.
Right.
Missy Elliott was experimenting with futuristic sounds and visuals,
Okay.
creating something totally unique.
Right.
And Nirvana, they tapped into this raw, emotional energy that resonated with a generation.
So they were all in their own way changing the game.
Yeah,
Or-
they weren't just making music, they
Yeah.
were creating cultural moments.
They were making movements.
Exactly. And I think DJ Unk did the same thing with snap music.
Okay.
He took a sound that was bubbling under the surface,
Yeah.
something that was raw and energetic,
Mhm.
and he brought it to the mainstream.
Yeah.
He made it accessible, he made it fun, and he made it impossible to ignore.
And like you said earlier, that influence is still felt today.
It is.
You hear echoes of that snap sound in a lot of contemporary hip-hop
Oh, yeah.
and electronic music. It's become part of the musical lexicon.
It really has.
It's kind of crazy to think about that.
It is.
It really has. And,
Yeah.
it's fascinating to see how that sound has evolved
It is.
and been reinterpreted over the years.
Yeah, for sure.
It's making me think about how music can connect us across generations.
Uh-huh.
Even if you weren't around when Walk It Out first dropped,
Yeah.
you can still feel the energy of that song.
Yeah.
You can still connect with that feeling of pure joy and movement.
It's true.
Pretty awesome.
Music has this incredible power
Yeah.
to transcend time and place.
Yeah.
It can transport you back to a specific moment,
Right.
or it can introduce you to something completely new.
It's like a time machine, but for emotions and experiences.
I like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what makes DJ Unk's legacy so special.
Yeah.
He created music that made people feel good,
Yeah.
that brought people together.
Uh-huh.
And that continues to resonate years later.
And will continue to.
Yeah,
Critic.
he left an indelible mark on the music world,
He did.
and his sound will continue to inspire and energize for years to come.
Absolutely.
But his story also reminds us that there's always more to learn,
Yeah.
more to explore.
Uh-huh.
We've talked about DJ Unk's impact on snap music
Great.
and Southern hip hop,
Yeah.
but what about those songs that become cultural touchstones?
Oh, wow.
Like Walk It Out. It wasn't just a hit,
Right.
it became a phenomenon.
It did.
What are some other examples of songs that transcended the charts and became part of our collective memory?
Oh, man. You're really opening up a can of worms here.
Yeah,
That's a question that could take us down so many different paths.
I know, but I think it's a great challenge,
Yeah,
and one that our listeners might enjoy pondering as well.
for sure.
We've talked a lot about the impact of artists and their unique styles,
Right.
but what about those songs that take on a life of their own?
Yeah.
What are some songs that for you capture a specific moment in time, a feeling, a cultural shift?
Oh, that's a tough one.
I know, right?
There are so many songs that fit that description. I mean,
Yeah.
you could go back decades and find songs that still hold that power.
Uh-huh.
Think about something like Respect by Aretha Franklin.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't just a hit.
Wow.
It became an anthem for a whole movement.
Absolutely.
It transcended music and became a symbol of empowerment and social change.
Yeah. It's amazing how a song can do that.
It is.
How it can capture the spirit of a moment.
Yeah.
And become something so much bigger than itself.
Exactly. And that's what we're talking about here. Those songs that become woven into the fabric of our culture.
Yeah.
Songs that you hear and instantly connect with a certain feeling or a memory.
Yeah.
Like, they become a part of our collective DNA.
It's wild, right?
It is.
You hear a song like Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody,
Oh, yeah.
and suddenly you're transported back to your childhood,
Yeah.
belting it out in the backseat of your parents' car.
Everybody does that.
Yeah.
Or how about like a prayer by Madonna?
Ooh, good one.
That song pushed boundaries, sparked controversy,
Yeah.
became an iconic symbol of the late 80s.
Yeah, for sure.
It's still as powerful and provocative today as it was then.
Yeah, and think about how many songs have become synonymous with specific events or movements. We Are the World for famine relief.
Yep.
Imagine for peace. I Will Survive for LGBTQ plus rights. These songs become anthems,
They do.
rallying cries that unite people under a common cause.
It's incredible how music can do that.
Yeah.
How it can tap into something so deep within us
Yeah.
and create a sense of shared experience, even across generations.
Yeah, it's like a universal language,
It is.
connecting us in ways that words sometimes can't.
I agree.
And it's not always about these grand sweeping anthems.
Right.
Sometimes it's those simple catchy tunes that become part of our everyday lives.
Yeah.
Like, who doesn't know the words to Sweet Caroline by Neil Diamond?
It's a classic.
It's a stadium sing-along, a wedding reception staple.
Yep.
A song that just brings people together and makes them smile.
It's true. It's amazing how a song can go from being a catchy tune to a cultural phenomenon.
Right.
Something that everyone knows and loves, even if they don't know why.
Yeah,
It becomes part of the air we breathe.
it really does. And I think that's what makes music so powerful. It's more than just entertainment. It's a reflection of who we are, where we've been, and what we believe in.
I like that.
And as we remember DJ Unk and his contributions to the world of music, it's a good reminder to appreciate those songs
Yeah,
that have shaped our own lives.
for sure.
The songs that have become part of our personal soundtracks.
What a beautiful way to put it.
Yeah.
I think that's a perfect note to end on.
Yeah.
So, to our listeners out there, as you go about your day, think about the songs that have touched your heart,
Uh-huh.
the songs that have moved you, the songs that have become part of your story.
Yeah.
What songs have transcended the charts and become part of your own personal Hall of Fame?
What a great question to ponder.
I know, right?
Well, hey, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the life and legacy of DJ Unk.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep listening, and keep the music playing.